I know Framber wrapped up this season with arguably the most consistent and unexpectedly consistent season that we've seen from an Astros pitcher in quite some time, at least with the way that he wrapped up the postseason. Right. He had that one great start against the Boston Red Sox in the American League Championship Series. But the other 4 starts in the playoffs, he sucked. 11 and 2/3 innings, 11 earned runs, 5 home runs, 7 walks, 25 hits, and 11 strikeouts. So if we're talking about walks and hits per innings pitched in those other games, it's essentially 3 that we saw in those other 4 games that he pitched, including the 2 games in the World Series against the Atlanta Braves, where I feel like you point at him as the reason as to why they lost the World Series. He wasn't good enough. Is he going to be better this time around? Regular season baseball and postseason baseball are completely different things, much to my frustration. I love postseason baseball. Regular season baseball for me, though, has been a bit of a chore. You know, I moved down here in 2011 through 2014. We kind of disavowed it when we were working over at the Texans flagship for all of those years. Rightfully so. It wasn't entertaining. 2015, all of a sudden, things pick up. And you think, okay, maybe they're going to be in a bunch of pennant races over time. And then 2017, they just lapped everybody in the American League West. Other concerns for the Astros, who only could beat themselves in this postseason. My number 2 one going in. And I don't know who's going to actually make the postseason roster for the Astros at this point in time. James Click, I think, has 4 days to determine who is on and who is off the 26-man roster. Will Smith, Phil Maton, your 2 lefty specialists. At least I'm told Phil Maton is a lefty specialist. I know Will Smith, just being a lefty, is a lefty specialist. Do you trust either of those guys for 3 batters? I know Jeremy Branham on the Killer Bees has been very much out when it comes to Will Smith, and I got to agree with him. I also don't feel right about Phil Maton, who allowed a home run to his brother yesterday. Was it one of those League of Their Own deals where, what's-her-face, Dottie allows Sally, I'm just going to use a generic 1940s-sounding name, to slide into home plate and then drops the ball? I can't say. Will Smith is allowing an 854 OPS against righties, 637 against lefties. Phil Maton, 699 OPS against righties, 762 against lefties. I'm not really feeling great about either of those guys out there. And I don't really know who your lefty specialist is coming out of the bullpen. It's a little bit of a different baseball world that we live in, given that you have to face at least 3 batters when you come in. But that's my second concern. And number 3, do you trust Jeremy Pena? Do you trust him? Maybe I'm not so far as Chandler Rome, who had an interesting little nugget about him. He did compliment him. Jeremy Pena played 136 games during his rookie season. He took 558 plate appearances, slashing 253, 289, 426, finishing with a 101 OPS plus, and was worth 4.8 B-WAR. Holy smokes. I don't know what that means. According to Fangraphs, he led all qualified American League shortstops with 15 defensive runs saved. But he also wrote this: only 6 qualified major leaguers swung more frequently than him. Pena's 29.6% whiff rate is higher than all but 2 of those 6. He swings and misses at a lot. Is he going to be able to hit? Not on the same level as Carlos Correa and some of the clutch spots where you saw him excel, but is he going to be dead weight when playoff baseball begins? This is his first go-round. Those are my 3 concerns. Can Framber shake off what happened in the playoffs last year? He's had a great regular season. How do you feel about Will Smith, Phil Maton, your lefty specialists? And do you trust Jeremy Pena?